Well guys, here she is. Belle is on jack stands and she is awaiting her heart transplant. So we're going to get to work on that in just a minute. But I'm not sure if I mentioned this in another video or not. I think I did. Can't remember, but I haven't tackled the hole where the boot is split there. I'm not sure you can see that my CV boot is split. I've got to take this axle out of here, and that's always a real gnarly job. It's terrible. Those little bolts, the head strip off of them, and they're just hard to deal with. But it's got to be done. Got to have the throwout bearing put in there, and let's go ahead and start working on the engine. All right, guys, I got one of my fittings ready. I've got one of this old. It's not an old pump. It's an extra old pump that I had on another motor. I got to steal this fitting out of here, but that'll get both the fittings we need. I'll get this put together and we'll get it put on the engine. Alright guys, go ahead and get this other fitting installed. And we'll go to the engine and start getting this put on it. Alright guys, I got my seals here. We'll put those in place, just making sure I don't have any debris on them. Put my adapter on here. There we go. Alright. Looking good. Now, all I got to do now, and I'll spare you the boredom, is to put my bolts through here, put my nut on here to get that tightened down, and then we can put our shroud back on. And I think I want to go ahead and unbox the fan kit, the 72 pass cooler I got with the electric fan on it. We'll get that unboxed and check it out. Guys, I got our oil cooler adapter on here. I want to show you that they give you this seal in the kit, and instead of using the factory type seals which I used on this, some guys will leave those out and just use this piece. You can do that if you want. I don't prefer it myself, but I'm not knocking it. Whatever you use, that's your, I guess, whatever you want to do with that. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. Let's go unbox that cooler real quick and check it out, and I'll put all this back together in a minute. Alright gang, this is the cooler from SoCal. Taped it in, stapled it here. A little rough to get open. Alright, that's gonna, I believe that's gonna work out really good, guys. This is gonna, my intention is to put this up over top of my transaxle underneath. That's kind of my intention here. I want to get all this plastic off here and looks like I'm going to have to I'll have to go get some adapters for it. Just should be the same adapters that you just saw me put on the fittings, rather. Should be the same fittings you saw me just put on the oil cooler adapter. I'm going to need some more of those. Put those on here. No big deal. I can go get those. And it looks like they've got our some mounting, you know, to where I can mount it. Pick, I guess, these holes here to give it an air gap, you know, between this and whatever you mount it to. I wish they'd give me the fittings for it, but that's no big deal. I can go pick some up. Yeah, I'm pretty pretty happy with that. Hope it works well. But that's the cooler. I'm going to go ahead and get busy putting that engine, prop the engine back together. I'll get all these together, wire tie and just wire tie them to this until I get a chance to put it on. Don't know when that's going to be, but yeah, that's the cooler. Alright guys, pretty much all I have to do here is I just want to get these, you have your bolts or screws, whichever you're using, on each end of this. I need to get I had to take this loose. There's a little clip that goes to the module. I just need to put that back together and get that clip back on. Throw my plug wires 1 and 2 back on there, and I'll have this end of things done. Then it's going to be, you know, I want to get the oil cooler mounted and get the new throttle bearing put in it and change. I've got a CV joint that I need to change. But short of these odds and ends, you know, getting the generator strapped down, getting the belt back on it, it's pretty close as far as, you know, what I needed to do to the engine. Okay guys, I need to get this alternator strap. You can get it slid back up over the stand here. Okay, there's that. We'll get it tightened back down, and then I'll deal with the serpentine belt. This, obviously, you can see that this isn't a normal belt on the alternator there. I'll try to move my legs so you can see it's the scat serpentine system. And you know, so far it's been okay, but one of those things, all this new stuff, you know, they have a whole lot of stuff for Volkswagens. You know, add-on parts, aftermarket parts, whatever you want to call them. And sometimes it's just got to prove out in my mind, because some of it looks really cool and doesn't work well, but some of it does. Some of it works really well. Just depends, I guess, on the manufacturer. So much of it comes from China that you have to just let it prove itself, I suppose, would be a good way of putting it. But it's pretty cool. I mean, as far as adjustment and so on and so forth, I like it better than the shims, personally. Need to get that just a little tighter. Get I think it's 17 millimeter if I remember right when I took that off. Okay. Yeah, it's got enough tension on it. Keep in mind that's aluminum. You don't need to kill it with torque. Got this little clip I need to pop out of here. Get my module plugged back in. A little hard to do around the throttle. Okay, very good. And we'll let's get our plug wires back on here. And we'll plug in the distributor. Now, one guy, it's been a long time ago, a guy commented on this ignition system, the CompuFire. He said he had trouble out of his, and he was, well, he wasn't, I didn't take the comment negative at all. He was just expressing how bad he thought it was, but I've never had any trouble out of this, none whatsoever. It's been a good one. Of course, it could go out tomorrow, whatever with that. Okay, the next thing I have to do with this, concerning this having this engine completely ready to be put in the car, I've got to take this apron off here. Let me move the lines out of the way so you can, this apron here, as I've got to take it off and cut a hole right in here because this return line has to come out. I'm going to be mounting the filter somewhere over here, as close as I can. I want the oil in and out of the filter as quick as I can get it there. So I've got to modify this. This one can just, I could just pull it through and let it come around as well. But this will have to have, I have to cut a hole here. And that's pretty much going to be it with the engine as far as it being ready to install. So, and I don't think I want to record that. That would be it'd be a very boring deal.